off on Sportyfm. You're just tuning in. Queen Nikki has suggested to everyone that if you know where she can buy a stuffed penguin, because I've been talking about penguin since this station started, that she'll get that for me. That's why we say it's beyond sport hashtag. It's also beyond sport because some games that you'd think about that are away from Kenya, but once you hear they are around, you're like, hold up. This is existing in Kenya. The next sport we're going to talk about, I swear down. You told me about it, and now we have a guest in studio to actually tell me, Joe, stop sleeping under that cave of penguins. Open up. There are more games than football and rugby. I'm talking about baseball in Kenya.
I'm sure Joe never even knew we had baseball in Kenya.
There are baseball bats in supermarkets, and I thought it's just to beat up thieves.
Oh, God.
But in studio, we have Thomas Wallace, a.k.a. Tom. AKA, which other AKA that we can put in?
All AKAs.
All
anything
all legal AKAs.
All AKAs.
That are legal.
Yeah, that's right.
So we have Thomas Wallace in studio. And, before anything else, baseball in Kenya, how did that come about?
Well, that's a great question, Joe and Nikki. Thanks for having us. The amazing thing about baseball in Kenya is that it's been here for 20, 30 years. It's been around a long time. There's all these different stories about baseball in Kenya. A lot of people come to us as the guys working on baseball and supporting baseball players as, okay, you're bringing baseball to Kenya just because I'm the Mzungu or the guy from the U.S. But actually what we found is just a thriving grassroots community everywhere across Kenya. And actually, when you really take a step back and look, it's across East Africa and all across the continent. It is one of the longest sort of professional sports in the world. It's a huge economic Goliath when it comes to revenue and branding. I mean, just look at all the Yankees hats you see everywhere, right?
True.
That was one of the biggest sports brands ever in the last century. So baseball here in Kenya has been thriving, and one of the big challenges is just like so many sports in Kenya, it's about infrastructure and creating spaces for kids to play and allow them the room to get out there and get their hands dirty and actually play the game. So what we've been really focused on is building the fields for those kids to be able to play the game. But there are kids all over the country, over 20 counties where baseball is being played, probably 5,000 plus kids that are playing, and that's just the counted ones. There are kids in the thousands playing baseball from 8 to 40 and above. In Mombasa, playing on the coast, Kilifi, all the way out in Western in Kisumu. Guys are grinding, playing hard, and it extends in East Africa to Tanzania and to Uganda.
Good.
Yeah. Funny you mentioned coast. So when I was telling you off mic, when I grew up, we played rounders.
That's right.
Which is very similar to softball. And you're explaining to me there's difference in rules coming between softball, baseball, and rounders. But rounders, I think, would be the identity to start baseball with.
That's right. Yeah, and it has a lot of the same hand-eye coordination skills. You don't have the same equipment. Rounders or cricket, I don't think you really use gloves in those.
Yeah, you don't.
Maybe in some for cricket, you use it for the wicket, the one who's tending the wickets. You have a glove and you're sort of the catcher. But it's a little bit different in the rules, but generally same skill set. So that's I think sort of an enabling component to why baseball does work really well in Kenya, because there's just been this decades and decades of rounders being around. Plus, in addition to young men playing sports and baseball as an alternative, women's sports and women playing baseball has been something that has happened in the U.S., but it's been harder for women to access baseball in the U.S. I think a key differentiator for Kenya is the fact that rounders, a lot of women have played rounders traditionally, and we see some of the best athletes in the game across the country are women who are playing baseball. So we have what we call the Nairobi Community Series, and on the 13th of September, we'll be having the big championship for both the 18 and over and the little league teams. We have women participating in that league and coming into the country. We even had a young woman come from South Sudan to move here just to play in our league.
Right.
And we've got young girls playing from Kibera all the way to Mombasa.
That's
Right.
interesting.
We just got a message right here on our WhatsApp number 0733 Monica is asking, hold up, there's baseball in Kenya. How can I be part of it?
Oh, that's it. Well,
That's it. That's
this
the
is,
question.
I mean, Monica, this is even my experience. So our story is that we started playing baseball just as a pickup game between sort of North Americans, Canadians, Americans, and the Japanese, because we've got a long rivalry
Yeah.
between us, which is so super deep. And then we heard that, there were players in Kenya. We didn't believe it until we saw it. And so what we've really tried to do is create a space for play. Just get games going, get everyone, because talk is cheap.
Correct.
Everybody wants to talk about big ideas, but until you actually just play the game, it's not worth nothing. So on September 13th, Monica, you can come out to JQuat. We have built the first field in Nairobi at JQuat University because it's got one of the best teams in the country.
Yeah.
And it's called the Nairobi Field of Dreams. And we are having the Nairobi Baseball Community Championship Festival on September 13th at JQuat. And to boot, I love Kenya. I've been here 12 years. I love the culture, the vibe, the community. We're more than just about sports. We're about community having fun. So we'll have food. We'll have things happening for kids. You can come out, try your hand at playing the game.
Right.
But then we got probably the biggest news that we're breaking. We've already broke it over the weekend. Calligraph Jones is going to be headlining the festival
Whoa.
concert.
Yeah.
It's all about hitting home runs for kids, sports, and education. Calligraph, he's a big fella. He likes to step up and go big.
Yeah.
So he's stepping up for us, hitting a big home run for us, and having the first baseball-driven music festival, and it's super affordable to come out. So ifwebuildit.org on Instagram and online.
Right then, you guys are swinging for the fences.
We are definitely swinging for the fences, man.
That is the only reference I have in baseball.
That's it.
Yeah,
You
and
don't have home run.
No, there's home run and swinging for the fences and all that you hear in movies. When we come back, we'll go deeper into how not only it started, but now the community side of it. Because guys are like, yeah, baseball is happening in Kenya. All this has been happening, but the community side of it. How do you go about it? You've mentioned it already there, but we'll go deeper into it. Here's the thing. We said we are beyond sport. We are beyond sport. Officially, I'm not going to talk about Penguins anymore. Now I'm going to talk about baseball. Are we okay now, Queen Nikki?
Yeah.
We're good?
Yeah.
All right, then when we come back, more baseball. So, you know what? You said you worked in radio before. You're actually a station manager off air. So we want that radio voice when introducing yourself.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, there you go.
Cool DJ Tom.
We have Tom Wallace in studio, or Thomas Wallace, and we've been talking about baseball in Kenya and how it started and how it's grown. 5,000 people.
Easily.
over 20 years.
Yeah. You're sleeping, Joe. You're
Gee.
sleeping. Don't be sleeping. Don't be Sleepy Joe.
I'm only Sleepy Joe because I'm thinking about the Penguins of Madagascar.
That's right. Yeah.
I need to change that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've just been corrected about that. Well, you can't get into this banter. Nah, man. Nah, you can't get into this banter. Nah. We are live in Nairobi 105.0, also in Mombasa 107.3. And you can stream the show
By following our social media pages, Sportyfm KE. The link is in the bio or the bio.
You're saying bio because of...
I'm saying bio because
Uh-huh.
Tom Wallace did mention that they also play baseball in Tanzania.
And because you still have issues with Tanzania because of Chan,
Yeah.
ukongeza bio. Kwenye
Yeah.
kwenye bio.
Kwenye bio.
Yeah, so there's a lot
There's
of beef
something.
happening
Yeah,
here.
yeah.
Please don't get into it. You
That's
get
right.
into trouble.
I'm staying away from that one.
The president down there
Yeah,
will say
nope,
there's a
nope.
certain mzungu alienda kwa stationi fulani
no, wewe.
na utovu wa nidhamu.
He even said wewe.
So yeah, that's how you can listen to the show via streaming, and also we are live on 0733 222 That is our WhatsApp number. 0733 222 105. I'm not giving out my numbers. No. I've been correct now. Good stuff. So, Mr. Wallace, that's the first time you've been called like that.
I know. On the radio.
Hey, how does that feel?
Man, I'm still young at heart, man. I'm good with it. I'm still playing out there too.
Well,
So.
let's go to the younger side. Tom.
Yeah.
He talked about baseball in Kenya and how it's grown, and how even up until right now, more than 5,000 people are playing it. It's been there for the last 20 to 30 years. And clearly Joe has been sleeping on his job. Now, there are also community initiatives that you guys have started, especially now if we start with you, ifwebuiltit.org. Talk to us about it.
Yeah, I mean, really, if you look at baseball across East Africa and across the continent specifically, and when you really look at like the core of how baseball works fundamentally as a sport around the world, how it has, it's about playing, just getting out there. So, equipment has come over the years. That's a big part of playing baseball. Is you need the ball, you need the glove. That's what the glove and the bat make it a little bit different than rounders and all those things. So people have been coming with equipment, Americans, Canadians, whoever, Japanese, bringing equipment for those years. People have been playing, but playing on like football pitches, things like that. Really, Uganda changed the game in 2004. They started building fields. Within 10 years, they had a Little League team in the Little League World Series that beat the Dominican Republic.
Whoa.
What?
They had gone 3 years in a row. And what's amazing about it is that they had to go from Uganda. They had to play in Poland. You have to qualify through Poland for Africa to play directly into the U.S. for the World Series. That's a whole nother conversation that Africa doesn't have its own region for Little League to play into this global. You have to play through Europe.
Yeah.
So Uganda, everyone's going, what's happening in Uganda? Everyone says, well, it's player development, all of those things. Bottom line, they built fields in 2004. That was sort of the game changer. Baseball had been around for a while. And that really got people moving in Kenya, I think, from what I've heard is in that period of time, 2012, guys started to look up, go, wow, okay, if Uganda's doing it, we got to compete. They're already competing with the national teams.
Right.
Uganda's getting better. Kenya's losing to them pretty big margins at continental qualifier matches. And so, we came along sort of like at this opportune time in 2017 where we heard that there was this big grassroots movement of players in Kenya. We saw them playing. We saw how skilled they were. And we're like, what's the missing piece? What's not changed in the last 30 years of people doing stuff? And it's bottom line, building a field. When I grew up in the United States, fields were everywhere. You could turn every corner and there's a baseball field.
Correct.
Now that is for America. That's like a different context. We're not trying to make this about how to make a baseball field in every corner. But in order to level the playing field, specifically for Kenya and then for the continent, we have focused on just building fields. Infrastructure is one of the key components. And so that's why we call it If We Build It. There's a famous movie called Field of Dreams where the farmer in the field has a ghost come and tell him, if you build it, they will come. What we've said, if we build it as a community together, not just a group of non-Kenyans coming in to do something, but if we do this as the grassroots, elders from the community and ourselves working together, we can build it and we will play. So that's why we say tunajenga, tunacheza. And so that's really the focus of community building, and facilities, in our opinion, serve as gathering points, sort of like community centers that sports can happen around.
Oh, good stuff.
I think what my question would probably be is what inspired you to start it in the beginning? Because your day job isn't baseball.
Yeah. I mean, I'm a marketing guy. I've been here for 12 years. I've loved living and working here as part of the community. I actually started, when I first arrived in 2013, I started playing pickup basketball. So I played top level high school basketball and top level college basketball Division III. And then I went into broadcasting, communications, marketing. And when I got here, first thing I did was played a pickup basketball game at a court. But the court was there, the hoops were there, the people were there. I built my community through that. All of my good friends in Kenya are all basketball players. I played 3 years in the Premier League. So when I encountered baseball, I encountered Japanese guys playing. We were like, what is happening? So it really started from there. And ultimately the inspiration came down, and once we met the kids who were playing, it was this ultimate filter of like, these have to be the most dedicated athletes to a sport, because there was nowhere for these guys to go. The only place they had was themselves and their friends, and just grinding through, finding spaces to play and keep playing. So it's like you get those early adopters, that top 5%, and they are so committed and they're so good. And all you have to do is, we say, like, you just build the stage and the actors get on and perform.
Yeah.
Right. Wow. Okay. And I like the fact that you brought up the idea that Uganda at one point actually beat the Dominican Republic. Now, Dominican
right.
Republic being one of the islands close to North America where baseball is that big. And you mentioned that they had a little league. There's a little league right there in Uganda. Now, coming back to Kenya, there's the Nairobi Little League.
That's
How
right.
how did that come about? And in terms of the number of teams in it, how is it structured?
Yeah, so real quickly, I mean, we started by building this field at JQuat. Shout out to the JQuat administration who has been amazing providing the land. This is a fully their field.
Yes.
This is not something we bought or purchased. This is a collaborative effort. And we started an 18 and over series or league. And everyone had been previously trying to start with the younger kids.
Right.
But if you have nowhere to go as a player, why are you going to continue when you're 9 if you can't play when you're 13 or when you're 18? So once we established that, there became a huge interest at the lower sort of levels from an age perspective. And there are teams, again, all over the city and all over the country, as far as Kakamega, up and down the coast, in Kajiado. There are 8 to 15-year-old kids playing everywhere,
Wow.
but no leagues. And leagues are really tough to run.
Yeah.
And so we just said, hey, you know, now that we've been operating a series and a league along with the federation in support of us and with all of these young people, we said, you know what, we can now help younger kids play. And we don't play out of JQuap for that series. We have to play in the city in Gigiri, essentially.
Okay.
And we bus kids in from all over the city because you can't, you know, there's not fields everywhere.
Yes.
So we play on makeshift fields on football pitches. But it's been an amazing thing. And so now we have 8 teams. Kibigari has 3 teams on their own, or 3 teams on their own in Kangemi. Kibera has teams. Ongatarangai has a team called the Maasai Warriors, Westlands. So we have tons of more interest. All of my friends and all of our friends across the country are like, why are you just doing Nairobi?
Yeah.
But it's funding. I mean, it's all
about funding.
It's a revenue model challenge. So ultimately, all of this, we see ourselves as a nonprofit, and why it's not a for-profit is that it's just not a viable commercial model right now.
Yeah.
And you have to create the enabling environment. You literally have to prove to people that it exists, and show that there's demand. And the demand is off the charts.
Correct.
Once you get the systems in place to make it happen.
All right.
Okay. Do you think if you nurture baseball more in Kenya, that there's a chance of us getting a Kenyan playing internationally?
I think so. I mean, a couple of things are happening. I mean, first, in Uganda, their pathway, if you're a sort of player pipeline sports person, which I'm not only a player pipeline person, I think it's bigger than just moving players out. I think muscle drain is a really big problem when you just focus on only taking 3 or 4 players out. But I think that, you know, Uganda has proven that player development is super important to the game. So the Dodgers have a facility in Uganda, and they are,
Dodgers,
wow.
wow.
And the Pirates are signing people, Dodgers are signing people. One of the challenges in Uganda is that it has created that commercial component has created a big rift in the community.
Okay.
Our approach, what's different, we think, is that it's an open source model. Like, I'm a street basketball open run guy. Like, I think you have to just constantly have open runs, and it's not just about picking the top 5 players and hoping that they work out. So, you know, I think that will come. And additionally, there's a new league in Dubai called Baseball United, and they have some of the biggest names in baseball for the last 20 years. That are owners of that league and also players who are playing in it. And so now professional baseball is a 5-hour flight away. And I've been to that. They've built a stadium there. The difference is that we're actually doing pretty well on selling tickets to games now. So we have at this big event on the 13th, we're selling, 200 shilling tickets for students, 400 general admissions in advance, and then 600 shillings gate, and then 300 for students. And, last year we sold 500 tickets.
Wow.
As donations. And so now we've got Calligraph Jones coming in. There is a viability here. There's a lot more viability even in other places because people want to see what's happening. We've got a young man from South Sudan who's moved down here, going to USIU, 6'5" player, pitching. He's getting looks from a lot of different groups as a potential scholarship ride in the U.S. So we will see a Kenyan player or an East African player coming through Kenya that goes somewhere, whether it's Japan, whether it's Korea, whether it's Mexico, the United States. And ultimately, you have to just create the space for these things to happen and give kids time to have fun first, and then develop into that professional player.
Good stuff, good stuff. I mean, we're still live in Nairobi 105.0, in Mombasa 107.3, and also you can stream the show via
our social media page is Sportyfm Kenya. Across all social media pages, there is a link in the bio. So YouTube, Twitter for us millennials, X for the Gen Zs.
You can also get this interview fully later on YouTube once our social media manager, the great Hesbon, and our producer, Sam, make sure that we are looking good. Now, you said it's hard running a league in Kenya because funding, there's so many constraints. But there's the Baseball Federation of Kenya.
Yeah.
How are you working hand in hand with the federation led by, Titus Mutwiri?
They're just incredible. I mean, they've been amazing. I think they have been challenged with where to start. Right? Like, how do you get going? How do you start spinning your wheels and get moving? And they have been open and collaborative about what we're doing and being part of it. Actually, Titus has his own team. He grew up playing in Meru. So there's actually another field in Meru.
There's a baseball field in Meru.
Yeah. He didn't grow up playing on that field, but there was like a little node of development for baseball in the last 15, 20 years.
Right.
He played early on and then has come up. He has his own day job in the government, and he just has nurtured teams in Kajiado. So the Maasai Warriors, the team that he helps support, has actually made it to the Little League finals against the Shangalia team, the Shangalia Tar Heels, which is a orphans home in Kibigari.
Okay.
And that team will be playing against Maasai Warriors in the Little League Championship game on September 13th at 11 a.m. It's going to be a first time Nairobi Little League Championship. But his team will be there. And he's really, I think any of this, it's like, have you played the game?
Yeah.
Do you know what it's like to be in the game? We're a player-first organization. We think when you take a player-first perspective, that's how things will be developed. I mean, if you don't know what it's like to shoot a foul shot from the wrong distance, and you're not going to make sure that the distance of the foul shot line is correct. But when you're an actual player, I think that's when you start to understand the rules of the game, the culture. Super critical. And so the Baseball Federation has a lot of room to grow, but that's all upside. The key thing is that they've really been open to working with us and collaborating and being part of what we call the we.
The we. Okay. And in terms of now, we've talked about the federation, but right now there are corporates listening to our show. Right?
Absolutely.
And they want to be part of this, and the good thing about corporates is that if there's a clear structure, especially balance of sheets, this better than everyone else, they would want to come and support it. So how can they get through to you, and would you be appreciative to do more collaborations with corporates?
Absolutely. I mean, baseball in the United States started with a lot of people volunteering their time, just regular community leaders, coming forward. I can remember some of my coaches were business leaders in the community.
Right.
So volunteering their time. So just alone, we have a lot of space for people to say, hey, I might not have money, but I want to volunteer. I want to help operate leagues. I want to help coach. I want to learn the game. I want to bring kids. So that's a first area. But we've also had incredible support. I mean, if you think about a baseball field in America, if you haven't looked it up, a stadium is full of branding. It's
Correct.
There is a wall built into it. Some of them are bigger than, some buildings. So we have been working a lot with the local business community to help us deliver on our promise to help kids, have their dreams come true. And so one of them is a good example, Basigo, which is an electric bus company. You see them all over the city now with electric buses. All the Sacos are driving them. They have provided a bus to us to help bring kids to Little League once a month, every Sunday.
That's brilliant.
And so our costs on buses have gone down, like for transport. So that's a great example. We're excited that we have a container that we're putting at our field. The group called Contact from Mombasa is helped support us to get a concession container at the field, which is being installed this Friday. And so they've helped us with a discount. We have another company from a Kenyan-owned construction company called Direx 10 Limited. Shout out to Steve Ogendo, who from the beginning believed in our dream and gave us cost reduction on equipment for clearing our field. So it's just in-kind contributions, what I'm talking about here. And now we're moving into a space as a social enterprise and a nonprofit that we are looking at larger sponsors and donors getting involved. So we had one group called Mbele FX gave a big sort of grant to us last year for our first league.
Right.
And we're really excited to announce that MCOPA is going to be sponsoring our home run contest on the 13th as our Power to Own home run contest sponsor. It's going to be off the chains. It'll be under the lights. First time we're going to have lights out on the field right before the Calligraph Jones concert. And we have a number of other companies, organizations, BizBaz, who's our event partner, Taka Taka, what do you call it? Like garbage, sanitary solutions. Will be helping with garbage removal and recycling. We've got Sankara is going to be likely our food vendor at the site. We have local food out there. We have all these various options. We're going to have a big party. It's not just about the game. It's about the vibe and the festival. And so, right now we're also in conversations with, folks about final spots for this event. And then the last thing I'd say, the biggest opportunity that's come out of all of this is, that saying, if you build it, if we build it, they will come.
Yes.
In November, we are hosting the first time ever. Kenya will be hosting the continental qualifiers for WBSC women's softball, the senior women's and under 23. And during that same time, we'll have the under 23 men. So that means Ghana's coming. That means Uganda's coming. Tanzania's coming. You better be ready. They're coming for you.
The beef.
The beef. South Africa's coming. That's just the end of November. We also now have the under 15 boys baseball continental qualifiers coming.
Jeez.
So we have 4 major continental qualifiers at that field. We have a field a second field we're now building. It'll be the first multi-field complex in sub-Saharan Africa, open to public use outside of South Africa.
Wow.
Yeah.
Now you talk a lot about under 18 players. Do you guys have a school program?
We are, there's so many things that as a company or as an organization and a social enterprise that we have taken on. I mean, we've only been going for 4 years. The field's only been done our first field is sort of done for the last 2. All of this is happening super fast for us. So we piloted an academy, sort of 1 day a month type of thing. But we, as a nonprofit, we are not funded. We don't have staff. We have volunteers. We've got a lot of young people in position to take on those roles. And so we are exploring the idea of an academy where it's just learning. It's not about player pipeline stuff. It's more just, hey, come out, have fun, come out and play, learn the game. And so we are looking at that. And, a partner on that would be incredible. So we're looking at a number of opportunities for that. Ultimately, it comes down to space, right, and field. So that's always our biggest challenge that we're working on. But that's like across the board. I mean, you look at basketball in the country, space is still as many courts as you have. It's still an issue.
Oh, good stuff. So someone is just tuning in right now on 105.0 in Nairobi, 107.3 in Mombasa, and they're streaming live via our social media handles. That is at Sportyfm KE. They haven't heard about this event that is happening this weekend. So I want you to sell the hell out of it.
Oh, man. Thank you.
Because I know you're a marketer.
Well, I mean, I know you guys are going to be there. You can't miss it.
No, we are there.
I mean, this is the biggest baseball event, I'm going to say, possibly on the continent. Outside of South Africa. And even then, I would say, numbers wise, the best numbers I've seen for a public event is 500, 600. We've already hit that number. This is going to be massive. This is Calligraph Jones, headlining the after party at 8 o'clock.
OG.
It's the OG. And 11 o'clock, it's the Little League championship
Yes.
between the Maasai Warriors from Kajiado
Mm-hmm.
and the team from Kibagari. This incredible team from Shangalia
Mm-hmm.
that has proven that team players from all over from different backgrounds can play together. Then we're going to have VIPs out there. We're going to have folks from the American Embassy, the Japanese Embassy. We're going to have folks from different parts of government coming out and business. We're going to have a big marketplace. We're going to have food. We're going to have cotton candy, ice cream, popcorn,
She's
peanuts.
already smiling.
Right?
Then
Sweet tooth.
no penguins.
Music. What's that?
No penguins.
No penguins. I mean, we could. Hey,
Come
we
on,
do
Tom.
penguins. Maybe
Come on,
that's
Tom.
a team.
Come on, Tom.
Yeah.
Yeah, the Kenyan Penguins.
The
That's a
Kenyan
team.
Penguins. That's a team.
You need to go and support the Warriors.
That's right.
The Ma Warriors, yes. I'm from Narok, so
He's-
There you go.
Kajiado is our neighbor.
Yeah. That's
Yes,
close.
yes,
Yeah.
yes,
So, and then we've got this big game at 2 p.m. The championship game for the Nairobi baseball community.
Okay.
And we will be playing. It's the Samurai United team, which is a mix of players from Kenya, Kabete, players from Uganda, players from Japan, and a big star player, Joseph Wani from South Sudan, will be taking the mound likely for Samurai United. This kid is an amazing guy to watch. He's just awesome. We call him the South Sudanese Stallion. On the other side,
Yeah.
the Nairobi Buffaloes will be playing. I happen to be on that team. I'm both now, in the finals and running the finals. I got to figure out how to do that.
Oh, player coach.
Player coach. But this is a team full of Americans, Canadians. It's full of players from Kenya. Some of
Yes.
the OGs of Kenyan baseball on that team. Shout out to Mambo Kanambo. He knows. I know he's listening. And so that team, and a young woman from South Sudan who moved here a year ago to follow Joseph Wani in his footsteps to play in this
nice.
league. So this is a East Africa global representative game. I mean, Japan is one of the best countries in the world in baseball, going
Yeah.
up against basically the Americans and Kenyans. So it's almost a, I hate to say it, but maybe a World Series.
It is.
It is. It's a World Series happening. Kenya's mini World Series at the Nairobi Field of Dreams.
Yeah.
And it's going to be lit. I mean, we literally going to light the field. First time in Sub-Saharan Africa where a field is going to be lit with lights. At 5 o'clock, we're going to have the
Floodlights,
M-Copa
yeah.
Power to Own home run contest.
Yes.
And then the DJs are going to kick in at 7:30, 8 o'clock. It's going to be a vibe. You're never going to touch one of these things again at this level. It's first time. Be there. I'd say, Kuja. Kuja is going to be
Tokea.
Tokea. Yeah, Tupo site. It's here. Baseball is here. Don't sleep on us.
Yeah.
Because we're going to keep going. And if you miss from the ground up right now, you're going to not know the whole story.
So it's happening at the JQuat of this.
That's right, JQuat in Juja. It's in the back area. We'll have tons of signage. We'll get you out there.
Yes.
It's an incredible space. It's beautiful. It's a great day out. When the sun sets, you've never seen anything more beautiful. I mean, there's a lot of beautiful vistas in
Brilliant.
Kenya, but for me as a sportsman, it's a beautiful look, and it's going to be a great vibe.
And in terms of charges, if someone wants to come through, what are the charges?
That's right. So
Yeah,
right
ticketing,
now we've got our advance tickets that will actually are going to be extended to next week. So start buying your advance tickets. It's 200 shillings for a student and community members and youth under 18.
Yes.
Then we have a general admissions advance for 400 shillings, and then next week when tickets go to gate prices, it's 300 shillings, very affordable for university students and youth. And then it'll be 600 general admission. We're not even doing VIP tickets. It's everybody, come one, come all. That gets you the games, that gets you the marketplace, that gets you the festival and the food. You got to buy the food. And then,
It doesn't get you the food.
but it also gives you Calligraph Jones.
Oh, yeah, and the gig, yeah.
And the gig. So it gets you all of that. And yeah, come out, watch history unfold, and watch Kenya start to rise as a baseball power in East Africa, on the continent, and we're making noise globally.
Good stuff. I like the fact that we have sold all that. We just haven't mentioned the date.
That's a good one. That's a good one. It is September 13th. So
Oh,
not
good
this
stuff.
Saturday, but next Saturday.
Next Saturday.
Starts gates open at 10 a.m.
Good stuff. Good stuff. In terms of we know you love baseball. We know your daytime job. Marketing, communications, and all that. But there's this other side of Tom Wallace. Now,
What is that?
and you said it. You said it off air, but unfortunately, we just have to put you on the pedestal for this. You watch the Premier League.
Oh,
and you mentioned
okay.
it that well. The team that you support.
Yeah.
it's a very unique team that you support in Kenya. Not many people will say, I don't even think there's so many fans unless you know about them. You support Aston Villa.
Aston Villa, baby. Up the Villa all the way. You know, I'm an underdog guy. I'm an underdog. I mean, you can call baseball an underdog in this country. We're on the fringe. People are like, what? Baseball? A lot of people are like, what? Aston Villa? You know? But I mean, look at the run we've had in the last decade.
Yes.
So I started following them with Ashley Young in 2008, 2009. I mean, that guy, you know, got moved off, and then we sort of went back down.
Dipped a bit.
But I was with them all the way through. You know, when I was building my, I think it was my son's crib, I was watching Jack Grealish bring them back up to the Premier League. So, you know, I've been through it, man. You can't just be in for the good times.
Yeah,
You gotta, especially when it's an underdog. You know, I love an underdog fight. And look at the last 4 years. You know, incredible coach, incredible team. This year, I don't know. It's like it was a tough off season for us. We're losing Martinez potentially. That's on the ropes. We lost some great guys, but don't count us out. Up the Villa, I think we could still finish in the top 8 this year.
All right. I mean, you're in studio with two guys who support Manchester United. So
yeah,
the fact that you call yourself an underdog.
Well, you're about to get Martinez, I think, is the talk, right? I mean,
well, the transfer window is closed.
Yeah.
So that deal went south.
Thank God. I didn't know that. I've been so busy with the game on the 13th, the festival.
Yes.
But yeah, I thought for sure he was out.
No. We duped you guys into getting Jadon Sancho. So.
Yeah. Oof. All right. Yeah. No, I mean, it's going to be interesting. You know, my prediction is Grealish is back in 5 years. Ashley Young came back. Grealish is sort of, I don't know, maybe a little bit on the down. Who knows? Maybe he's making a little return at Chelsea. It's Chelsea, right, that he's with?
Everton.
Sorry, Everton.
Yes.
You know, we don't really worry about those guys.
So will you guys now eventually forgive Martinez because he wanted out? He's been talking about it, and now he's staying.
If we forgave him for whatever he did at the World Cup, I mean, then we can forgive him for wanting to leave. Man, that guy is a legend. I love him. He's great. I think whatever you got to do, if he gets back in goal and keeps the clean sheets, then we're all right.
Good stuff. It's been Thomas Wallace coming through, talking to us about baseball in Kenya. There's so much that I've learned today about baseball in Kenya. And remember, Saturday, 13th September, JQ Art. You have never watched baseball live? Come through, Juja, watch it. Like he said, there's a game starting from 11. There's a big game in the afternoon. And there's still the party kicking off, I think, from 7 p.m. onwards?
That's, like 5 p.m.
5 p.m.
5 p.m. the party will be kicking off big.
Good stuff. There'll be foods, there'll be drinks, there'll be everything that you need for a good time. Come down with your family, come down with everyone. Let's enjoy baseball in Kenya in a different way. Thomas, thank you so much for gracing us through.
Thanks a lot, guys.
And the fact that we've been telling most of our guests this, that it's because the show is very new, the station is very new. In 100 years' time or 50 years' time, you will be in the Hall of Fame as the first baseball coach to come through to Sportyfm in its onset. You'll have a mural somewhere. So we'll make sure
I can tell you there's a lot of guys listening right now that are going to follow in my footsteps. They'll be a lot more entertaining.
No, but it's always the first guy. It's always the first guy. So thank you so much for coming through. And you know what? Thank you so much for telling us about baseball. Wow.
Thanks. Tuna Jenga, Tuna Cheza.
Exactly. Not to talk it. Exactly.
All right. Coming up, more sports and banter.